Hello guys, and welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Now today's video we're going to be talking about two Luton players in particular, Ross Barkley, and before you guys say I've said his name incorrectly, I've just listened to a YouTube video of someone pronouncing his name, a commentator in fact, Alfie Doughty. I'm saying his name correctly. Don't have a go at me in the comment section, which lots of times keeps happening. I don't know why. I'm trying, alright? But for the remaining of this video, we are going to call him Alfie. We're going to talk about Ross, and we're going to talk about Alfie in this video. And the reason why we're going to do that is because those two players in particular have had interest from Premier League clubs since the season has finished. And it doesn't look good for Luton that we're probably going to lose both of those players. I didn't think we were going to lose Alfie, but I had a feeling that Ross was definitely going to leave. But we're going to talk about Ross Barkley first. Now, he's had a fantastic season with Luton. The stats also reflect that as well. I never thought he would be playing for Luton, in fact. I thought the how he pulled the signing off in the first place was amazing. He was not a wanted man in the summer. Obviously had a lot of downs throughout his career since Everton. Really hasn't really lived up to those high expectations, but we all watched him last year and he has the quality. He has everything about him of being a really good player in the Premier League, and at a better club with better players around him, I can just see him thriving. Now I feel like enjoying his football again. I think that's what he needed to do. He needed to enjoy his football again, and I feel like at Luton we gave him that. One, gave him an opportunity to show himself, and two, help him fall in love with football again. And so we are a massive part of that journey. Didn't think he would play championship football, if I'm being honest with you, when we signed him. And the risk was that we were going to get relegated. It was a very strong chance that we were. So I felt when we signed him, there was something in that contract that probably says if we go down, he can go for a very small fee or potentially on a free transfer. Now, no one knows what exactly is said in the contract, apart from Ross Barkley, a few people at Luton Town Football Club, and also his agent. Now, Aston Villa are the club that are currently interested in Ross Barkley. He used to play for Villa on loan, so he probably knows a few people from that football club. Aston Villa as well, now in the Champions League. The Champions League's got a new format. There's a lot more games now. It's turned into a league format. So Villa are going to be playing a lot more matches, including the cup competitions as well. So for Ross Barkley, if he was to sign for Aston Villa, he's probably going to at least get 20 to 30 games in and around the team. And if he does well, which I feel like he will do at Villa, especially under the fantastic coach in Unai Emery, then he's going to develop even more of a player as a player, and also he's going to be around better players. And I feel like he'll just thrive even more. We know what he can do, Barkley. He's been absolutely brilliant, and I didn't think he was going to do what he did. When we first signed him, I thought, he's going to show what he potentially can do. But for me, he really hit, he exceeded above my expectations. I expected him to be good in some parts of the season, but I didn't expect him to be consistently good throughout the season. And wow. And he just deserves the move, in my opinion. I think he done what, I feel like both parties got what they wanted from this transfer. And I feel like we're departing ways in a respectable way. Now, I feel like the question was always going to be how much money would we get from it. Now, the rumours are going around that it's probably between £2 to £3 million. I got told or saw a report that it was going to cover the cost of his season in wages. So whatever Luton spent throughout the season in the Premier League on his wages, that's how much the transfer fee is going to be. And apparently that's roughly between £2 to £3 million. It's not as much as what people thought we were going to get. But like I said already, there would have been something in that contract that allows him to go for a certain price or potentially on a free transfer. So the fact that we're getting some money for a player that we got on a free transfer is great business for Luton Town. And let's be honest, did we really think he was going to play championship football? But anyway, moving on to another player which probably doesn't have a clause in his contract, but he is tied up on the contract, and that's Alfie Doughty. Alfie could go for a lot of money. Now, Sky Sports did report that Alfie could leave Luton Town to potentially join Brentford. Now, Brentford are currently in need of a left back. It's an area which they are quite weak in. And for someone who had a very good season in the Premier League, creating a lot of chances, really good from set pieces as well, he's someone that will, I feel like, will give a few Premier League teams, you know, high on their radar, and they would want to bring him in. How much do we get for Alfie? Now that's when it gets a little bit exciting, because Luton can be a little bit ruthless. With players that are under contract, we can be very aggressive in our negotiations. We can say to Premier League teams, if you want our players, you got to pay us the money for them. So you could be looking at well over £5 million. Some are saying over 10 million. I don't know. I don't know how Luton are going to value his what his value is. But I've seen £15 million. I've seen 10 million. I think we're going to get at least over 5 million for a player which we got under £1 million. Yet again, the profit we're going to make is going to be really good. But ideally, I want us to keep Alfie because, okay, yes, Premier League clubs are going to be interested. But we've got a really good chance of going back to the Premier League, and we need to keep majority of the squads. Of course, we're going to recruit, and we need to be recruiting in those defensive areas because we're quite weak in it at the moment, and also in the midfield areas as well, especially after losing Barkley and Alfie. It's going to be an exciting season for Luton. And with the Premier League money as well, and the amount of money which we're getting, we are a really attractive club to come and play for. So if we do go back to the Premier League in one season's time, would Alfie then want to go? Probably not, because he's going to be playing Premier League football. So we can be a little bit aggressive and a little bit firm with our negotiations and demand such a high fee for our players. Do I think Alfie would be a really good player for Brentford in the Premier League? Yes, I think it's an ideal move for him. I've also seen like Tottenham are potentially looking at him as well, which I'm quite surprised in. I thought they would go for a more high caliber player. But, you know, if Alfie's the one they want, then fair play. But Brentford, I can see that being a really smart move. And as Brentford are a football club that look at data analytics, when they sign players, Alfie definitely ticks a few boxes for them. So, yeah, not a good start to this transfer window. Well, in terms of rumours, which we're currently hearing. I'm sure we're going to get a few more rumours flying about, especially players which hopefully Luton are going to sign. But yeah, the summer transfer window can be a very annoying, but also a very exciting time. Because you obviously want to know who you're bringing in, and you know, it gives you like a view on how the season's going to go. But let me know in the comment section of the video, guys. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to lose Barkley? I think it's pretty much dead certain. And do you think Alfie will be a Luton Town player when the season starts? Let's put it at that. Do you think he will remain as a Luton player? I actually didn't think he was going to go, but yeah, we're now hearing rumours about him going. Hopefully Elijah doesn't go. I'd be really gutted if he does. But yeah, lots of activity that's going to be done this summer. It's going to be a busy one, and hopefully a very good one for Luton Town Football Club. But yeah, drop a like on the video if you did enjoy listening to my thoughts on those two particular players in Ross Barkley and Alfie. And yeah, I'll see you all in my next video, which will potentially be a transfer target video where I look at which players Luton try and sign in the summer transfer window.